everyone, you are welcome to another episode of Jesse Talks with TT. And today, we are going to be talking about suffering and pain. Now, when we're talking about suffering and pain, I'm sure my fellow Gen Zs can actually relate in the situation whereby the fact that we got the Generation Z, I think that's what we call it now, like our fellow Gen Z, I think it's from 1999 to 2000 and something. Sha. So I'm sure we live in a situation whereby I don't know, at least it happens in almost all families where you just see um your probably your parents, your aunties, your uncles, the millennials and generations before, things that they are doing, the things they are doing is different from how you perceive how it's supposed to be. Number one is that's why I brought about the topic suffering and pain in the sense that um for instance now in those days, those kind of things like hard labor. In fact, most people now, if you don't go to school, if you don't those days, if you don't go to school, you cannot succeed in life. But now we are saying how even if you don't go to school, sef, you can still succeed in life. But their suffering and pain is in the sense that the way they actually they make suffering like a pleasure. Like they have actually really gotten used to it that in fact they cannot even see themselves without doing it. That's what I just want to bring about. I want to bring about is that suffering is not an achievement, and you having a good life, you just trying to like make your life better, trying to improve your life, doesn't actually mean that you're spoiling yourself. Okay, like suffering is not actually an achievement or anything. I know you may be like, I actually went through this, I actually went through this thing. That's all. They just say sorry and they cannot do anything about it. So you have to like don't make suffering something. Don't always romanticize your life. I know things are things are not rosy the way things used to be, but just try to like improve your life, like improve every aspect of your life. Try to like just just make sure you don't stay in one position. Try and grow. The fact that you're saying, I hate Gary, drank Gary today, I drank Gary, I'm always drinking Gary. No, 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 no. Romanticize your life. Eating good things, doing actually improving your life does not take anything from it. Suffering is not a good thing. I know during those days they did not have access to so many amenities that we have now. So what you can just do, especially in family, just try to like improve that. Daddy, you don't have to do this calculator thing now. Let's just put this on there. It makes things better. It makes life worth living. It gives hope for a better future. So suffering is not usually. I remember a particular time I actually read a particular post where a lady was complaining that I think she was working on a shift to work in a restaurant or something. So she was complaining about that. Mama, I cannot continue like this. I'm just going through like these things are just too stressful. The harassment from probably from customers, complaints from probably some troublesome client and customers, or probably her boss is just so nonchalant, like he's nagging one, always disturbing her, and they stress her, they give her too much work. And the mother was like, no, 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 no. Yeah, they're even enjoying it. Do you know what we went through during our time? You know what we went through during our time? What did you go through during your time? This is that time. This is another time. If you are stressed, all this kind of stress, pain, worry, is not good for the health. Before you know it, you'll be thinking that probably it's my mom that says that they're suffering, and don't worry. And to my sister, this life is not Nollywood. You will suffer when you are young, and you see when you grow up, you still continue suffering. So like you will now take it as a way of living, and it's not a way of life. It is not a way of life. It is not a way of life. I know there are different ways of conditioning pain and suffering in the sense that probably let's say school work. Let's say school now. I know that school work or whatever. I think school, yeah, school. That we live in. We have to like we face stresses from our boss. Sorry, from our lecturers, stresses from lecturers especially, stresses from schoolwork, stresses from assignment, stresses from those kind of school load work and stuff like that. But at least that one is worth it because at the end it's going to get your degree. It's going to be with you. But for a work whereby they stress you, when they stress you again, they still give you a substantial amount and you just keep no, 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 that's the kind of suffering that is not good for the health. If you need to start telling in on your body, to start telling you say, no, what can I do? I do not you what do you mean do not have? You have. Everybody has the freedom to choose the life that they want for themselves. You can be like, no, I cannot continue like I cannot continue, and you will not continue. As long as you tell your mind, you place your mind that I cannot continue like this. So like for instance now, I remember I watched Vicky James YouTube video. Yeah, so she was in school. Although I know everybody has their own difference. For someone like me now, I love school a lot, and not because of the fact that I'm actually like I'm good with academic work or something. That's always been my dream when I was young. So for Vicky James, she didn't finish her school. That is her own journey. That's what I'm saying. That's her own journey. You don't have to like follow somebody else's path because Vicky James is not. You now. So she came back from school. I think she was really getting fed up and everything. So she came back from school. She went home. She was like, mommy, I cannot continue with schoolwork, that kind of stuff. And the man was like, no, continue schoolwork. Look at mommy Nkechi. Actually, Nkechi don't graduate. She don't shake any. And she said, no, she wants to do that. And she left that environment. She went to those high classes environment. She went to because she's actually good with her craft, and she sees that that environment are not paying her very well for the level of the level of her skill. She knows that she's very good at this particular thing. So she wants to market it to people that can actually pay her well. That's another way that someone can even get rich fast. When you're go to another environment and they notice that this person is good. For instance, now if you have a table of water, if you sell it outside in this probably by the roadside, you sell it for 100 naira. But if you go to the restaurant, you can sell it for 500 naira. Why? The environment. So she went to a particular environment and look at her now. She's popular, everybody. In fact, she's in Nigerian social media sweetheart. Not only in social media life, also in real life too, because she has really made a name for herself. She has featured in magazines, she has gotten awards. Why? Because she chose that life. She said that if she's good for this particular thing. So all this suffering, all this she says she's not cut out for it, and she knows the kind of life she wants. So she went after it. I don't know if you are getting it. She went after it and she got it. So you now doing let's say living no. We have to like think big and be like, no, this is the kind of life I want for myself. Because at first you may feel like don't worry, in the nearest future, this is the nearest future, my dear sister. You'll be surprised that in the next 5 to 10 years you will still be in that kind of situation if you do not change it. So my dear brothers and sisters, suffering and pain is in two ways. If continue that, especially if it's having a negative impact on you, like for a long period of time, you know that this is not it. And that's why you see so many people, not only in their career or whatever thing that they are doing just to like survive and just to like earn a living, even in their marriage. If they see that the man is beating or they're not enjoying the marriage, you see that that's what people are doing now, just leave. So suffering and pain, this is not a good thing. It may be a good thing for some in some cases which will be worthwhile, okay? But in there are other cases it is not a good thing. The negative things like anxiety, worry, negativity, all those kind of things is not good, okay? So make sure you just decide yourself and be like, this is the kind of life I want for myself and set it. I know there are some situations whereby there are so many things. I know that even when you decide the kind of life for yourself and you don't start knowing, there's still some situations whereby some things will start coming in, trying to like pull you down, but you know that you're way higher. Okay? Higher. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed another episode. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Jesse Talks with TAT, and I'll see you in the next episode. We're supposed to be inviting guests, but don't worry, as episode comes in, like as more episodes come in, I'm inviting guests because I cannot wait, and I know you still cannot wait to see all the amazing, interesting guests I'll bring into the show. But for now, stick with me. Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe.